In last week's What Sold video, I talked about how I was noticing a trend where my outerwear, my winter boots, my jeans, those kinds of things were selling a ton. And that trend has definitely continued going into this week of sales that we're going to talk about. This is the 11th of November all the way through the 17th. You'll see a lot of those same things, but you'll also see some surprising things sold, things that you wouldn't expect to have sold in the middle of November. So let's just jump right into it. Hi everyone, my name is Becky. I am a part-time reseller, which means that when I am not doing my full-time job, which is teaching high school choir, and when I'm not busy driving my kids around from gymnastics to volleyball tryouts and they do so many things, I don't understand. But when I'm not doing all of that, I am taking pictures of stuff that I got at, thrift stores and consignment stores and garage sales, and I am listing them online and selling them for as much money as I can as a really great source of side income. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I sold in the span of 1 week so that you can hopefully walk away with a little bit more knowledge in regards to what brands sell well for people, maybe what brands you don't need to pick up because they don't actually earn that much money, and hopefully you're able to walk away from this video having learned a little something. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, don't forget to hit that like button. But let's jump right into it by talking about sales from Monday, November 11th. So the first thing that sold was this Nautica blue quarter zip pullover. It was like a sweatshirt in a men's size medium that sold on eBay. And I did use keywords like preppy and classic for this. I wasn't expecting a lot just because Nautica is not a brand that does very well for me typically. And my suspicions were correct. I mean, this sold for $11. I had $3.92 into it. I want to say that's from a reseller buyout that I did last year. And so my net profit after fees and shipping and all that stuff was $6.43. I had a couple more eBay sales this day. The next one was this CCM. I don't know what that stands for. I think that's just like the brand name. But it was this NHL Detroit Red Wings hockey gray graphic V-neck t-shirt in a women's size small. I for sure did not buy this. I don't pick up a lot of sports stuff, just basic t-shirts and stuff. I think jerseys can be another story. I think you can make decent money if you get an actual licensed jersey for a sports team. But I also don't know very much about that stuff, so I would never pay up for anything like that just because it's not something that I know enough about to invest that much money in. But this I got from a reseller buyout from way before COVID. Before COVID was even being made, I got this from someone and I listed it that long ago, way before COVID. I had $1.02 into it. It sold for $4.90. And that is because I saw that it had a watcher and I just sent a really low offer because I just wanted it out of my house. And it worked. So I made a net profit of $2.07. And someone asked me in a comment once, actually I get asked this pretty frequently in the comment section, how long do you hold on to something before you finally decide to just donate it or get rid of it somehow? And for me, once I've got it listed and it's in my inventory bins, that sucker is gonna live in my house until it sells. And that's because for me, it's actually more work to go digging through my bins and take things out that are kind of stale. I would rather just leave them and know that at some point, someone is gonna buy that thing. And that's what I did here. I just waited very patiently. And I got my $2.07 reward. But I'm gonna bring back an oldie but a goodie. That's French fry money. You know what I'm saying? You can get some French fries with $2.07. So all is not lost. And it only further deepened my belief that just t-shirts for sports teams, not worth it. My last eBay sale of this particular day was a little bit better, but not by much. It was this new with tags pair of 212 collection black flexible waist pull-on pants in a women's size 18W. I got that in a reseller buyout. I had $3.85 into it. It sold for $19.99, which was my full asking price, and it was promoted at 3%. My net profit on that was $11.28. I was not expecting a lot out of those. I honestly kept going back and forth on whether or not I should even list these, but I did, made myself $11.28. That's 4 things of McDonald's French fries. So there you go. And then on the 12th of November, which was a Tuesday, on Poshmark, I sold this pair of Athleta black modern Metro Capri pants in a women's size small petite. They had a mid-rise, and those I got in August. So they weren't listed for too long. I got them at a $3 tag sale. Otherwise, I probably would not have gotten them just because I feel like Athleta can still do okay, and it is mainly their like pant type stuff that does pretty well. I have a hard time moving their leggings, and I cannot sell their tops to save my life, but like Athleta pants always do decently. I would not have picked these up though had they not been $3, and that's because they were in a petite size. But you know, that being said, I had $3 into them. They sold for $18. I made a net profit of $11.40. Would I do that again? Probably not, but you know, I made some money. And then on the 13th of November, which was a Wednesday, on Mercari, I sold this pair of Cole Haan Grand OS Anissa leather open-toe sandal dress heels in a women's size 8.5B. This is one of those sales that I alluded to earlier in the video when I was saying there were a couple surprising sales, and this pair of shoes was one of them. Like, I don't know why someone in the middle of November would be like, let me get some open toe, like kind of sandal heel type things. And there's other things kind of along these lines. I think that, you know, it is definitely in support of the idea that you should just list all of the things at all times. And that's definitely what I did here. I went at the end of September to one of my favorite local consignment stores because they were doing a 75% off like tag sale, and most of the stuff that they had on 75% clearance was summer items. It was like shorts and, you know, tank dresses and a lot of these kind of more sandal-y type heels. I bought a bunch, and I actually just tried to list them all as quickly as possible at the end of September. I know I was still wearing sandals, and I was, you know, wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts and stuff outside. It was that warm for us, at least at the end of September. So I was hoping that people would get in a few last minute, you know, summery type pieces, that they would buy those up before they switched to cold weather stuff. And I think my tactic worked. I mean, this sold on the 13th of November. So they weren't listed for too long, which is great. The annoying thing is that I had to pay for shipping. So typically on Mercari, I have the buyer pay for shipping, but every once in a while I'm listing on Mercari, I'll notice that they try to trick me and they have the option for me to pay for shipping turned on. And if I catch it, I'm like, oh, no. And I will change it back to having the buyer pay for shipping. I did not catch it this time, so I ended up paying for shipping, which is super annoying, but I also had $6.50 into these, so my net profit was only $15.51. Had I not paid for shipping, it would have been over $20. So annoying. Make sure when you are listing on Mercari that you are checking to see who's actually paying for shipping. Also on the 13th on Poshmark, I sold this pair of Callaway Golf Beige outdoor pants. They were high rise in a women's size 10. Those I got so long ago, and my goodness, they didn't, my cost of goods didn't get put in here. So let me change this. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I didn't have my cost of goods in there for that one. But that one I had $3.85 into because it was from, oh no.
3 hours later.
So those I had $3.92 into. I got them as part of a reseller buyout pre-COVID, so a long time ago. And my net profit on those was $8.08. Callaway, not a brand that I'm very excited about. They were already in my house, so I went ahead and listed them. Also on the 13th on eBay, I sold this Gymboree plaid reindeer shirt and hat set outfit. It's unisex and it was in an infant size 6 to 12 months. This I thought was so cute, and it was just something that I think my son had worn it, and then I went ahead and listed it because it was really cute, and I'm not surprised that this sold in November. What is surprising, or maybe not surprising, is that it has been in my closet for many Novembers. Like, I think this is a 3 or 4 year old listing, but finally it sold for $4.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers because I just wanted to see this go bye-bye. So I sent an extremely low offer, and I made a net profit of $2.72. So yay for me. And then on the 14th, I had no sales, which is always very sad. But I did have a really great sale the next day, which was the 15th of November, which was a Friday, almost to the point where I was like, should I have priced this up more? I don't understand. So my daughter has been asking for a Lululemon scuba hoodie. Not in like an annoying, entitled, like, I want one right now, but like, money please. She's mentioned it once, I think. Just saying like, oh, a lot of my friends have them. Like, they're really cute. I don't even think she like asked for it outright. She just kind of mentioned like her friends have them and stuff like that. And Lululemon was having a sale one day, and so I went on there and I found a scuba hoodie in her size. She's in 6th grade. She's a middle schooler. She's teeny tiny. And so I got her a black cropped scuba hoodie in a size 0, which is like basically the smallest size that Lululemon has. What I failed to realize, however, was that What she wanted was the cropped kind of like oversized hoodie. You know, it's very like kind of boxy looking. And I have one in black that I got at a thrift store a long time ago. And that's what she wanted. I thought that that's what this was, but this was like skin tight. And so I got it and I showed it to her and she was just like, oh, and I was like, great, clearly you don't want it, you're not gonna wear it. I will just try to sell it and at least make my money back. So I think I had like $50-ish into that. I'm not even 100% sure, but it sold for $65 on Depop. I got a ton of offers on this on Depop and I just kept like batting them away, being like, I no. And like people were sending me very low, almost insulting offers. And so I just kept saying no or like countering. And then someone came in and bought it full price at $65, which I was very thankful for. I'm saying that I had $5.99 into it because I had so much into it in the first place. But I'm just happy that I was able to do something with it, at least get my money back. And now I'm just much more careful when I, buy things on the Lululemon site. I don't really get very much from Lululemon at all new, just because you can find so much of it secondhand. And actually I did end up getting my daughter the kind of scuba hoodie that she wanted on Mercari for much cheaper. And it was in like a really cute powder blue color. So there you go, learn my lesson. And then on the 15th on eBay, I sold this pair of new with tags, Levi's Flex 559 relaxed straight jeans in a men's size 40 by 38, big and tall. And those were jeans that I got at a local consignment store. I got them in August during their $3 tag sale. They sold for $27.99. I did have a 30% off sale running at this time on eBay. If you watched my What Sold video from like 2 videos ago, I talked about how I have been very consistent with running some sort of sale every weekend since maybe like mid-October, and I think it's been helping my sales so much. So these sold for 30% off. I had $3 into them. My net profit was $22.93. Moving on to the 16th, which was a Saturday, on eBay, I sold this Lauren Ralph Lauren brown paisley silk blend button-up cardigan in a women's size large. That I had $3 into. I got it from a friend of mine when she was doing a garage sale at her mom's house. She, used to thrift a ton and realized that she wasn't going to get around to listing those things for the most part online. And so she will sell me things at like wholesale pricing at the amount that she purchased the item for. So I gave her $3 for this. It sold for $20.99. Again, that was part of the 30% off sale. And so my net profit was $15.39. Also on the 16th on Poshmark, I sold this Topshop gray plaid oversized blazer in a women's size 8. I did put keywords like dark academia and androgynous in the listing title. That sold on Poshmark for $35, which I think was my full asking price. I had $3 into it from that consignment sales $3 tag sale, from August. So this wasn't listed for very long. And Topshop is typically a brand that I stay away from. I do not source a lot of items from Topshop just because I've been burned by them so many times where like I'll pick something up and I will hold on to it for like 3 years. But this I got because blazers in general, I feel like are having a moment, especially oversized blazers. And whenever I have them, they go really fast. So I was like, let me just try this for $3. And I was very happy with the results. My net profit on that was $25. Also on the 16th, I had a few more eBay sales. I think at this point, I still had a sale running. So I think that these were a result of my sale as well. But I sold another pair of Levi's. I told you jeans are selling really well. So this was a pair of Levi's 527 dark wash straight jeans in a men's size 38 by 34. These I only had $1.11 into. I got them last May. So May of 2023 during a local consignment store's birthday sale. It was like a fill a bag sale. You just put as much clothes as you can in a regular little plastic shopping bag. And that bag is $30. However, if you go back later after the sale, so I think the sale started on a Saturday. I went back on like a Wednesday, and that Wednesday, each bag was even cheaper. So like you could get a bag of clothes for $10. So from that particular day of shopping, my cost of goods came out to $1.11 per item. That item sold for $14. It was also promoted at 3%. I think that was an offer that I got That was even a little bit lower than my 30% off asking price, but I just went ahead and accepted. And so my net profit was $9.08. Also on the 16th on eBay, I sold this pair of UGG downtown green mid-calf shearling lined boots. So boots, list them. They were in a women's size 6. Those I got from a Goodwill in a town about an hour and a half away. I got them while I was out thrifting as my students were in rehearsal for like an all-state music festival that they were a part of. So while they rehearsed, I thrifted and I got these at a Goodwill near that area for $6.80. That was in January of this year. So it's been almost a whole year, but they did finally sell for $29.38. That was a result of my 30% off sale, and my net profit was $19.49. The next eBay sale from this same day was this Jack's Girlfriend red Bea or B, I don't know, but that was the style name. It was this plaid pearl snap button-up shirt in a junior girl size extra small. This I got in a men's ThredUp rescue box, so and I've had it for a very long time. It sold for $7. I had $2.99 into it. That was my average cost of goods for that particular ThredUp box. So my net profit was $2.91, which is perfect McDonald's French fries money. So I'll take it, but man, I probably should have just donated that or, sold it at like a local consignment store or something. And then on the 17th, which was a Sunday, the final day of sales that we'll talk about in today's video, on Poshmark, I sold this divided H&M gray waffle knit neutral chunky rolled neck sweater in a men's small. I did put Y2K in the listing title as well because I do think that this is from like the 2000s. This was something that belonged to a friend of mine. We're doing a consignment deal, same as my coworkers. Basically, if something sells for a $25 net profit or more, then I give my friend 50%. Otherwise, I give him 40 if it's less than a $25 net profit. This sold for $21, so I gave him 40%, which was $6.72, and I kept 60%, which was $10.08. I typically don't resell a lot of H&M. I can't remember the last time I picked up H&M at a thrift store, but the reason I listed this is because it had like that Y2K look to it. I feel like chunky sweaters can generally do really well, and it had the rolled neck, which is kind of popular right now. So for those reasons, I went ahead and listed it, and $21, that's pretty good. Like that's better than I can get sometimes for even better brand names. So I was very happy with that and proud of myself for going ahead and listing it. The next sale from the 17th was actually a Whatnot sale. So I don't know if you know this, but on Whatnot, obviously you can do live sales, but you can also just list to Whatnot's marketplace and people can find items the same way that they would on Poshmark or eBay. They just type what they're looking for in the search bar and they can make purchases that are just in people's marketplaces. So I have a ton of stuff in my marketplace right now on Whatnot, stuff that I have priced really low, things that maybe I've had in my possession for a while and I'm just trying to move out for cheap. And that's exactly what happened here. It was this pair of salamander marathon brown leather suede lace-up ankle boots in a women's size 5.5. I got them last September, so September of 2023, at my friend's garage sale that I talked about. I had $4.77 into those. I think I had them priced around like $50 on all of my other platforms, but on Whatnot, I priced them at $35, so my net profit was $25.86. Every once in a while, a Whatnot sale will come in and I get really excited because, that's not something that I'm putting a lot of work or effort into, and I haven't put any new listings on there in forever, but it's just another platform to sell things. And if you're interested in trying out Whatnot yourself, I do have a link down in the description below. And by using it, I think you get something, I get something, but everyone wins. I don't know. So even if you don't want to do live sales, that's totally fine. Just go ahead and, maybe list a few things in your marketplace. It's very list it and forget it. Like I said, have not listed anything over there since the summer, I think. I think it's been, since the summer, and things will still sell. So there you go. And then on eBay, I sold this pair of Clark's Collection Reedley, that's the style name, Juno Blue open toe soft cushion wedge sandals in a women's size 7. This is another one of the pair of shoes that I got at a local consignment store at the end of September during their 75% off clearance sale. And I was like, this is not the right season to be listing these, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it anyway and hope that someone gets these before it gets too cold outside. They were open toe, they're sandals, but they did sell on November 17th, and they sold on eBay for $24.49. Again, I had a 30% off sale running at the time. I had $6.50 into those, and so my net profit was $12.26. So just another reason why it's okay to list summery items in winter or wintry items in the summer. You never know. Just go ahead and list all of the things at any time. The last sale that we'll talk about for the week was a very sad sale, but it was over on eBay, and it was this pair of pink Victoria's Secret yoga sweatpants. They were black and they were in a women's size small. Let me know if you have any luck with pink Victoria's Secrets. I think that it used to do really well on Poshmark. I don't think that it does anymore. I don't know, maybe it does. I have not picked up pink Victoria's Secrets in so long because I would list it and it would sit around forever, kind of like this pair of pants. But these finally sold for $5.09. That was because of my sale, and that was promoted at 3%. So I had $1.81 into those. I don't even remember where I got them. I just know that that's how much I paid for them. My net profit was $1.82. Can you even get McDonald's French fries with that kind of money? I don't know. I don't think so. I think you can get I don't know. Can you get anything for $1.82 at this point in life? I feel like you cannot. Anyway, those were my sales for the week. So we're going to talk about my numbers. On eBay, I sold 11 items, and that was for a gross sales amount of $251.15. That does include the amount that buyers paid for shipping as well, so keep that in mind. My cost of goods was $34, and my net profit from eBay was $106.38, which is not amazing because that means my net profit per item was like under $10. And that's because I was moving a lot of super old listings. You know, I would see that things had watchers on them, and I would just swipe in with like a $5 offer trying to get rid of that sucker. And it's been working, and I'm thankful for that. But it does mean that the average amount of net profit per item has been super low. On Depop, I sold one item for a gross sales amount of $65, but I had $50 into the item, and there's Depop, you know, fees and stuff like that. So my net profit was $5.99. On Mercari, I sold one item that was for a gross sales amount of $30, but I did have $6.50 into it, and I paid for shipping, so my net profit over there was only $15.51. On Whatnot, I sold one item for $35. My cost of goods was $4.77, and my net profit was $25.86. And on Poshmark, I only sold 4 items for a gross sales amount of $89. My cost of goods was $12.72, and so my net profit on Poshmark was $54.56. So in total, in this 1 week of sales, I did sell 18 items, which is definitely an uptick, definitely trending higher than what I had been doing in weeks prior. My gross sales amount was $470.15. My cost of goods was $111.84, and my net profit was $204.38, which feels pretty good, especially given that I was doing a lot of what sold videos from earlier in the year where I would be talking about 2 weeks of sales and wouldn't crack 200. So the fact that I cracked 200 with 1 week of sales, still not at the same level that it was last year or even the year before that probably, but definitely love that we're moving this way. So that's everything that sold for me this particular week. Definitely still doing very well with boots and jeans and things like that. So again, if you have that kind of stuff living in your death pile, what are you doing? Get that stuff listed right now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out if you enjoyed this content and want to see more like it from me. And in fact, if you are wanting more what sold videos, I do have a playlist right here that you can check out that will help you see all of the what sold videos I've ever uploaded on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.